여러분 안녕하세요. Hello everyone, welcome back to Gangnam Korean. I'm Juhee. You have learned how to conjugate Korean verbs into 3 different tenses: the past tense, 과거, the present tense, 현재, and the future tense, 미래, in 3 separate videos. But I think it's a great idea to have one video to review all these 3 different tenses together. How about that? So without any further ado, let's begin. First, you need to understand what a dictionary form is. It's what you find in the dictionary. So when you look up a verb in a dictionary, you look up a word that ends in 다. Okay? So all the Korean verbs end in 다 when it comes to the dictionary form. But that's not what people use when they speak or write. We use them by conjugating the dictionary form into these tenses like past, future, or present, okay? So here are some verbs in the dictionary form. 먹다, to eat, 먹다. 가다, to go, 가다. 오다, to come, 오다. 자다, to sleep, 자다. 좋아하다, to like, 좋아하다. 사랑하다, to love, 사랑하다. These verbs are all in the dictionary form, and in order to conjugate them, you need to understand the formulas that I'm going to teach you now. So let's go over them one by one. Number 1, the present tense. Here's the formula to conjugate Korean verbs into the present tense. In a polite but not too formal way of speaking in Korean, it's a type of 존댓말, but not too formal, and it ends in 요. First, from the dictionary form of the verb, you take away the 다. What you have left there is called the verb stem. And if the final vowel of the verb stem is either 아 or 오, you add the verb ending 아요, 아요. Other than those two, like 어, 우, 으이, you add the verb ending 어요. Let's take some examples. 먹다, to eat, 먹다. First, take away the 다 and you have 먹 left, which is called the verb stem. And 먹, what vowel does it have? 어, right? So it's neither 오 or 아, so you add 어요. So it's 먹어요, 먹어요, 먹어요. Here's a sentence. 한국 사람들은 밥을 먹어요. 한국 사람들은, Korean people, 밥을, rice, 먹어요. Eat. 한국 사람들은 밥을 먹어요. Korean people eat rice. How about this verb? It's easy to read. 가다, to go, 가다. So you take away the 다 and you have 가 left. And 가 has the vowel 아. So you add the verb ending 아요, 가아요. But 가 has 아 and 아 has 아. So 아. If you have these two same vowels, you don't have to pronounce them twice. You can just pronounce them one time. So it's not 가아요, it's just 가요, 가요. 저는 학교에 가요. I go to school. 저는 학교에 가요. How about this verb? It's 웃다. 웃다, which means to smile or to laugh. 웃다. So take away the 다 and you have the verb stem 웃 left, right? 웃. What is the vowel there? 우. So what is the ending you need to add there? 어요. So 웃어요. When there is this 받침, final consonant, and the following syllable is just a vowel like this, 어, then this 받침 or the final consonant moves to the next syllable and becomes the beginning sound of this syllable. So it's called a linking sound, just like in other languages. In that case, you need to pronounce this original sound of this consonant. It's 웃어요, 웃어요, 웃어요. Here's a sentence. 아기가 웃어요. The baby is laughing. 아기가 웃어요. By the way, you need to understand that there are so many 하다 verbs in Korean. 하다. So verbs that end in 하다 are all 하다 verbs, and 하다 doesn't conjugate into the present tense 하요, but they become 해요, 해요. So all these 하다 verbs become 해요. For example, 공부하다, to study, becomes 공부해요. 전 한국어를 공부해요. I study Korean. 전 한국어를 공부해요. Let's take a look at some other verbs as well. 사랑하다, to love, 사랑하다, becomes 사랑해요. 일하다, to work, 일하다, becomes 일해요, 일해요. 청소하다, to clean. 청소하다 becomes 청소해요. 청소해요. 운전하다 to drive. 운전하다 becomes 운전해요. 요리하다 to cook. 요리하다 becomes 요리해요. 요리해요. 샤워하다 to shower. 샤워하다 becomes 샤워해요. 샤워해요. Now, let's move on to the past tense. 과거형. So, do you remember how to conjugate Korean verbs into the past tense? First of all, you have the dictionary form of the verb that ends in 다. So, take away the 다. And if the final vowel of the verb stem is either 아 or 오, you add as어요. Other than that, you add 어어요. For example, 예를 들면 보다, 보다 to see or to look at something. You take away the 다, you have 보, that is the verb stem, and it has the vowel 오, right? So you add as어요. 보았어요. But you combine 오 and 아, which becomes 와. So you could say 보았어요. It's fine, but most people just say 봤어요. For example, 저는 무지개를 봤어요. I saw a rainbow. 무지개 means a rainbow. 저는 무지개를 봤어요. And you can also say 전 무지개를 봤어요. Because many people just say 전 rather than 저는. 저는 is actually correct. So when you write, you may want to write 저는, but when you speak, just say 전. What about this verb? 울다, to cry. 울다. How do you conjugate it into the past tense? Remove the 다, and you have 울, it has the vowel 우, right? So you add 었어요. 울었어요. 울었어요. 아기가 울었어요. The baby cried. 아기가 울었어요. In the past tense, just like in the present tense, we need to deal with the 하다 verbs, right? So 하다 becomes 해요 in the present tense, but in the past tense, 하다 becomes 했어요, not 했어요, okay? For example, 요리하다, to cook, 요리하다. In the past tense, it becomes 요리했어요. Here's a sentence. 저희 엄마는 한식을 요리했어요. 저희 엄마 is a kind of a 존댓말 of my mom. So 저희 엄마는 한식 means Korean food. 요리했어요. Cooked. And here 한식을 is a particle to make an object. So it's an object marking particle, okay? So 저희 엄마는 한식을 요리했어요. My mom cooked Korean food. Now let's review the future tense conjugation. If the verb stem ends in a vowel, you put 리을 거예요. If it ends in a consonant, you put 을 거예요. You could, of course, memorize this formula. It's not too complicated, but you need to understand why it's happening like this. You know, Korean letters are written in syllabic blocks. So each letter has a consonant and a vowel, or a consonant and a vowel. You put this way or this way depending on the shape of the vowel. And if the letter has a 받침 or the final consonant, it looks like this. Consonant, a vowel, and another consonant. This is 받침, or consonant, vowel, and another consonant. This is 받침. If you understand this, you will also understand when the verb stem ends in a consonant, you cannot just put 리을 right after, because how are you going to pronounce this? This 리을 needs a vowel, but there's no vowel right before this. It's just a consonant, so you need another vowel. So that's why we put 을 거예요 rather than 리을 거예요. Okay? So when there is a verb ending 리을 거예요, the verb stem always ends in a vowel. You still don't understand that? Then let's take a look at some examples. 오다, to come. 오다, you take away the 다. You have 오 left. 오. That is a vowel, right? So do you put 리을 거예요 or 을 거예요? 리을 거예요, right? So 올 거예요. 올 거예요. will come. 뉴진스가 제 생일 파티에 올 거예요. New Jeans will come to my birthday party. 뉴진스가 제 생일 파티에 올 거예요. Let's try one more verb. 걷다, 걷다, which means to walk. So if you take away the 다, you have 걷 left. 걷 that ends in a consonant, so you put 을 거예요, right? But 걷을 거예요? 걷을 거예요? No, it's an irregular verb. So in the Korean language, there are so many verbs that have the verb stem ending in 디귿. But many of them turn into 리을. Because first of all, if you keep 디귿, maybe there is another verb with a different meaning. So you need to differentiate this from that one, okay? So not 걷을 거예요, you say 걸을 거예요, 걸을 거예요. Will walk. So this is applied to another verb, 듣다, to listen or to hear. So it's not 들을 거예요, it's 들을 거예요. Will listen, 들을 거예요. Let me make a sentence using 걸을 거예요. 전 학교까지 걸을 거예요. I'll walk to school. 전 학교까지 걸을 거예요. By the way, unlike the past tense or the present tense, 하다 verbs in the future tense are not exceptional. So just like other verbs end in a vowel, you can simply put 리을 거예요 to 하, okay? So 할 거예요, not 할 거예요, okay? For example, 공부할 거예요, will study. 공부할 거예요. 요리할 거예요, will cook. 요리할 거예요. 청소할 거예요, will clean. 청소할 거예요. 전화할 거예요. Will call. 전화할 거예요. Alright, this is it for the Korean verb conjugations into 3 different tenses. So now you can try conjugating Korean verbs into different tenses by yourself. So whenever you listen to K-pop or watch K-dramas or read any Korean text, whenever you find the Korean verbs, try to find the dictionary form and conjugate them in 3 different tenses. Okay? Try it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. 그럼 안녕히 계세요. Bye-bye!